Well, hello, welcome again to our reading of Homer's Odyssey, Book 3. And I got up to line 385. Josephat eukomenos, and thus he spoke in prayer, or praying, and Pallas Athena heard to him. So it's that dactic use of the article here, to for our to. And the Gorenian horseman Nestor, Hagemon Nue, was leading them, with that sense of to being a hagemon, to be a leader, so was leading them, and in opposition to that his sons and his sons-in-law, these are the husbands of his daughters, he was leading them pros hia domata cala. Now hea here is the personal adjective from heos, and it's neuter because it has to agree, neuter plural agreeing with domata. So it's to his beautiful houses. But when they came to the aga cluta, this aga again is this prefix meaning very, very much so, and then the clut root here from very famous. So when they came to the very famous houses, and the toiot for two, here it's uncontracted. If you lose the iota and contract, you just get the usual article to. So when they came to the very famous houses of the Lord, that is Lord Nestor, hesdonto, they sat hexias each in turn, on their klismus. Well, these are sort of like couches. It's from the verb, it's from that verb klino, to lie upon. So on the couches, perhaps here, and the thronus, where you can use thrones. Some translations use high-backed chairs and things to avoid any sort of royal sense here. Tois de hogeron, but the old man. Now the ana goes with the kera sen. This is an aorist from keranumi, so this is ana keranumi. So he mixed up the kretera, the mixing bowl, for them when they had come. So in English we'd say, when they had come, the old man prepared the mixing bowl. Literally mixed the mixing bowl, and then in the genitive, to say what he's putting in the mixing bowl, with wine which is sweet to drink. The pot root here is connected with pino. You get poterion, a cup in later Greek and so on. So the wine which is sweet to drink, ton for hon, so which in the 11th year, so the hen and deca, which in the 11th, so it was 11-year-old wine, the tamiae, this is the female steward, oixen is from oig numi, and I suspect the diaeresis here is just for the sake of meter here, for the pronunciation. So, but it's from aorist from oignumi, to open. So, which the stewardess had opened, and the apple with luo, she had taken off the credemon. Funny use here, credemon, original meaning here, usual meaning is a veil, something which covers the face. Here it's got in the sense of to cover the wine jar, or the lid of the wine jar. So she removed the lid of the wine jar. That's the sense of it here. And of it, that is from this, it was from this wine that the old man kerasato, this again is an aorist, but it's an aorist middle this time from keranumi. He prepared the mixing bowl, and there's no ana this time, it's just he mixed up the mixing bowl. So mixed up wine, understood, in water in the mixing bowl. And apos spendo, in pouring the libation, he prayed muchly to Athena, who was the daughter of Aegis-bearing Zeus. But when spesan, from this is again from spendo, it's the same verb we had up here in the uncompounded form. So when they had poured a libation, and epion, So this text goes with this one, and this goes with this one, and they had drunk. This is aorist from Pino. Hoson, as much as their soul desired, wanted to, from Othello. So when they had poured libation, and they had drunk as much as their soul desired, as their heart desired, some of them, they went off, each one oikondi to his house, kakaiontes. This is from katakami, and it's a future participle here. So it's with the intention of lying down. In the kata, the alpha elides, and the tor becomes a kappa for the sake of euphony here. So it's not kakos, it's kata kami, future participle. So some of them, we get a det on the next line, intending to lie down, they went off, each man to his house. This going from plural to singular with hekastos is very common in Greek, not just in Homer but elsewhere in later Greek as well. Taindau to koimesi, and Gerenian horseman Nestor, this is from koimao, he put him, that's Telemachus, to sleep. Autu, that is that locative there in that very place, so he put him to sleep there. Even Telemachus, the dear son of divine Odysseus, and he put him to sleep en tretois lekeesin. This is from lekos, dated plural, plural for singular here. Again, you need to perhaps look up some of the commentaries on explaining this tretus. It's generally translated as in corded beds, and I think it's the idea much the same as we used to have springs underneath the bed to put the mattress on to make it softer. I think these are some kind of cords that they put on the bed, so to put the mattress on, or whatever it was on top of it. So it's generally translated on the corded beds. Hoop, ithus, this is the corridor, and eridup. Eri is that prefix meaning strong or very much, and dupos is that thudding or noisy, echoing. So this is generally rendered as under the echoing portico. So he put him to sleep in the corded beds under the echoing portico. And understand beside him, and we've got to understand this verb up here of he put to sleep. So he put to sleep beside him Pisistratus, this is his own son, of the good ashen spear, standard, very common adjective in the Iliad. So of the good ashen spear, who was an orcamen, a leader of men, who was still for him, that is for Nestor, a ithios, this is an unmarried youth, Pidon among his children in megarois in the halls. So he was still his unmarried son among his children in the halls. Autos de so he then slept. This is, so he himself, this is Nestor now, so Nestor himself slept, perhaps went to sleep. Muco, this is dative. A mucos is a recess. It's a place that's it's a sort of innermost part in the recess of the high house. So he himself then went to sleep in the innermost recess of his high house, and his lady wife. Now this is a slightly cryptic line here. Porsuno is to make ready. So she made ready the couch for him, and the bed. Some translations say that shared his bed or something, but it's literally she made ready his couch for him and his bed. Amos, but when newly born, or this again is debatable exactly the meaning of this, it's something like newly born, rosy-fingered dawn appeared, the Gerenian horseman Nestor, Ornute from Ornumi, he arose ex Eunaiphi, from his bed. So we get Eunai, it's the same word we had up here, with this old phi ending. Now the phi ending represents in Homer either an old locative, sometimes an old genitive or ablative, sometimes an old dative. Here it's a genitive, I think, or perhaps an ablatival genitive, so meaning from. It's unnecessary with the X, but it survives in this dialect. The phi is representing is what's left of, I think, an initial Indo-European BHY ending, which you see in Sanskrit, these forms. Anyway, so it's probably here an old genitive ablatival ending. So the horseman Nestor arose from his bed accordingly, and Ek Elthone, and having come out, the kata goes with the headset from Hisdo, so he sat down then on the polished stones, which were, this is Esan for Asan, Hoi for him, which were in front of the high doors, and they were lukoi, they were white, and they were apostilbontes, they were glistening, alephatos. Literally, it's from oil. This is a genitive, third declension noun. This is a genitive here, alepha. So some people say it's like to glistening oil. So they were shining as if from the gloss of oil. Hois epi men prin nelius his desken. This is an iterative form from Hisdo, to sit. Neleus was the previous king before Nestor. So he sat on these white stones, on which, notice the accent on epi, so on which previously Neleus used to sit. It's that iterative skirt ending here. So he used to sit, who was like to a god, there's that phi ending again, like to a god, Nestor in council. This is connected with Maidamai, to advise, so like to a god in council. But he, that is Neleus, now at this stage, having been tamed by fate, Bebe K, this is the pluperfect from Byron, he had gone to the house of Hades, well, to Hades. So, but he, this is Neleus, now tamed by fate, had gone to Hades, and Nestor, moreover, at that time, the Gerenian Nestor, F. Hisde, was sitting upon, understand, these stones, who was the Uros, the guardian of the Achaeans. Skeptron Echon, holding the sceptre. Peri, adverbial use here, and around about his sons, altogether, agerithonto, this is just an epic, imperfect passive, were gathering. So round about his sons altogether were gathering. Ek thalamon elthontes. So having come from the their bedrooms. and then we get a list of them. There's Echephrone and Stratius and Perseus and Eratos and godlike Thrasymedes. So they're the 5 of them. And then the hero Pisistratus came as a 6th man for them. So to make up the 6, we've had 5 of the other ones mentioned there, and now this the hero Pisistratus came then as a 6th one for them. Parada Aratelemikon, yes, and so they bringing along beside them godlike Telemachus. Actually, probably the para probably goes with the hailstone here. So bringing in then godlike Telemachus, the para probably goes with the hailstone. They sat him down beside them, and the Gerenian horseman Nestor made a beginning of words to them. Karpalimos moi, make sure I get this lined up properly. So quickly, my dear children, Cre Einat Eldor. This is from Crino, if you're looking it up. It's Kappa Rho Alpha Iota Nu, Crino. And so it means to fulfill this Eldor, this desire. So fulfill this desire for me, so that indeed I might propitiate. This is probably, I think, after offer. This will be a subjunctive here. I might propitiate, first of all, the Athena among the gods. Or perhaps I might propitiate Athena first of all among gods, might be better. Haemoi in Arges Elthi, who came in Arges, well, it means in visible form, to me, to the Thalion, to the flourishing feast of the god. But come, now we get hot men, and interestingly, we're going to get some debts here, but it's haste debt, so 1 haste for 1 here. So let one of you go, pediondi, to the plain. So there's the ito. Let one of you go to the plain, epiboon, well, after, to fetch a cow. It's a funny use of epi here, but I think it means to fetch a cow, so that takista elthasin, and I think the subject of this is the cow, so that she might come, takista, very quickly, and the man who is the epibukalos, the man who is in charge, it's the ox herd who is over the oxen. El lasse, this is a subjunctive from el launo, might drive it. So one of you go off the plain to fetch a cow, so that the cow might come very quickly, and so that the man who is the ox herd over the oxen, he might drive it. And another haste de, I get this nice balance of these 3 things, and another one, having gone. Now this epi, I think, must go with the nea melinon here. So another one, having gone to the black ship of great-hearted Telemachus, ageto, let him lead or bring all the comrades. So they want someone else to go and bring all the comrades of Telemachus. So to go to the black ship of great-hearted Telemachus, let him go. Let him bring all the comrades, but lipeto, imperative, let him leave 2 of them, oios, alone. So we'd say only. So it's something like only leave 2 of them behind, obviously to guard the ship. Haste there and let another one, let him bid from Kelluo. This is a third person imperative, so let him bid, moreover, the crucicoon, we would probably say the goldsmith, literally the pourer of gold. So the goldsmith Laerkes, let him bid him to come duro here, so that pericue, literally pour around, possibly I think overlay the gold on the horns of the cow. And we saw earlier on there was mention of that back in 384 about offering a cow or an oxen to Athena, but they had it to be coated in gold. So perhaps overlay might be good here, so that he might overlay the overlay gold upon the horns, dative plural from keras, the horns of the bus, of the oxen or of the cow. Hoi de Allah, but let the others remain, you others remain, this is ete, so you others remain here all together, apeti, but speak to the female servants, aso within, to prepare a feast. This is from Penamai, to prepare a feast in the very famous halls, or houses I should say. And we get here, there's a funny line here to finish off with, we get oisamen is a future infinitive from pharaoh, and it's an infinitive, and it's a future infinitive, so as to fetch the headdress, the seats, and the xula I take with the amphi here actually, and the wood all about. And commentators have said perhaps you've got to supply the altar here, so the wood all about the altar, so that they can cook the food and burn the sacrifices and so on. And the aglaon hudor, and the fresh or pure water. So just to do that bit again, so speak to the female servants within to prepare a feast in the very famous houses, and with the intention so that they might fetch the headdress, these are the seats and the wood all about, understand the altar, and the pure water. That's the end of the next section of Book 3.